performer coming to your stage has been on Netflix and Comedy Central and a bunch of other stuff. That was his intro. Please welcome from Sacramento, California, the fabulous Ngaio Bealum.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Woo! Shout out to Lisa and Emily. I don't know why it looks like it's smoggy. My camera's very high def, but it's probably because I've taken more than one puff. I don't have to sleep till later. It's 7:30 on the West Coast. We'll be okay. I have not. I don't qualify for any senior discounts, but I keep getting asked, and it's pissing me off. I'm like, don't rush it. We have time. We have time. I'm getting older. I don't mind. I'm still having the sex, which is great. Old people having sex. I never thought about old people having sex before, but I'm becoming one. So I've given it some thought. I'm going to give it at least 10 more years. I'm 54. We'll see how it goes. There's advantages. There's advantages to sleeping with older people. One, we have a wealth of knowledge and experience, right? 10,000 hours. There's a second part to that joke, but I don't know if you guys are ready for it. So we're going to leave it. We're going to move on to other jokes. Come see my nightclub act. It's a different environment. And you're all mostly gay, I'm assuming. So,
no.
Which is great. I'm mostly straight, but all my ex-girlfriends are mostly gay. No. So, no, it's a true story. Ask my ex-wife. What was I talking about? Weed. I love weed. Lisa was talking about it. We're spoiled on the West Coast. We definitely take advantage. We take it for granted now. You walk out of the weed club mad sometimes, like, man, those guys only had 20 different kinds of weed. What kind of bullshit is that? How do they stay open? Right? And I was just in Tennessee, in Nashville. You know how many different kinds of weed they have in Nashville? They have two. There's take it or leave it. Those are your choices. And so I took it because I've been standing outside that 7-Eleven for like 40 minutes waiting for somebody to try to sell me weed. People generally try to sell me weed, or they try to buy weed from me. Look at my haircut. It's an international weed passport. They can't wait. If I'm just walking through some small town, somebody will just walk up to me. Hey, man, you got any weed? Man, I don't know you. Yeah, all right, come on. We'll go. Because I know what it's like to be in a small town without any weed. But that's not even what I don't even know what I was going to talk about. At least it was just like, do 15 or 20 minutes. I was like, all right, I'll put on some pants, even though you're not going to see them. So let's see. I'm a dad, which gives me the right to make dad jokes. My son stopped talking to me for 2 hours once because he was getting tall. And I said, we're going to start feeding you Crisco because it's shortening. Yeah, that's pretty much the reaction. But he didn't even groan. He just made a face and then stopped talking to me for 2 hours. So that's what dads do, right? My daughter, she said to me, I'm going to the Free Macklemore concert. And I said, Free Macklemore? I didn't even know he'd been arrested. Because I'm an old activist at heart from way back. Half hippie, half Panther. We go hard. That's why weed is legal, because I've been an activist. Me personally, I did it all myself. I do like weed, and I feel like we need to help, like I said, we're spoiled here on the West Coast. We need to help other states. So I'm actually going to start a GoFundMe. I'm trying to raise some money so we can get some tour buses, and we're going to load them up with people, and then we're going to go to like Idaho and Georgia and Texas, and we're going to go door to door for cannabis legalization, like Weedhova's witnesses. I have some good news about weed. Can I share it with you? I'd like to talk to you about my personal relationship with marijuana. Do you have a few moments? Hi. Have you accepted weed in your life? I have some papers that I'd like to share with you. And mostly because it's medicinal, right? Weed has lots and lots of medicinal effects. It helps people a lot. They published a study. Cannabis helps to alleviate the symptoms and the onset of Alzheimer's disease. And this is how it works. You get so used to forgetting shit, you develop a system. And then that way, when the Alzheimer's kicks in, you don't even know. You just think you're high. You're like, that's cool. I wrote it down. What's your name? Find my notebook. Hand me my notebook. I know it's around here somewhere. And it's good for the aches and pains. We're all getting older. I'm only 54. What they say, what do they say? They say 40 is the old age of youth, and 50 is the youth of old age. So I'm a young old man, trying to hold together, trying to eat healthier, but it's hard, right? We're Americans. Americans aren't healthy eaters. Americans lead the league in designing newer and ever more delicious ways to eat like shit. That's what Americans do. That's what we do. Oh, you like Doritos and you like tacos? Well, guess what, fucker? Wait till we lay this shit on you, right? You start to feel like that pizza is kind of boring and healthy, especially in the crustal area. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take some bacon and some cheese and a freaking hot dog and put it in your pizza crust. Freedom! God bless America. And then you take that bacon, cheese, hot dog crust, and you dip that shit in some ranch dressing. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, you do. It tastes like Jesus holding a gun. That's authentic Jesus holding a gun flavor. Millions of dollars of research and development to bring you Christ. Sorry, it made me giggle. But you know, it's hard. I'm trying to eat healthy. I try to mix in this out. I'm not full vegan or nothing. I'm sure there's probably some vegans here, which is cool. We're about to talk about you with love. Here's the thing about veganism. It's very healthy, but they always want to make some fake shit to replace the real shit they gave up, which is cool, but not everybody wants to eat it, right? So if you're a vegan and you get invited to a potluck, bring a salad. Don't fuck around. Don't come up with some bullshit. Hey, you guys, I made some cheese out of cashews. Would you like to eat my nut cheese? Hell no. Hell no, thank you. I know you're into trouble. But I'm good. I'm good on that. All right. I'm just rambling around trying to remember my act. It's been a minute since I've done this. I have been leaving the house because I have to exercise, right? Because I didn't put on a quarantine 15. I put on a still alive 25. And so, and let me say, I'm willing to pay money if you want to come over and straighten up for me because I'm not a neat person. And I'm used to living in hotels, and hotels are great when you're on the road because you leave like $6 and you go away and you come back and the magical fairies have straightened up. Right? I don't know how they do it. It just costs like $6, $4 at the Motel 6, whatever it is. Right? But now I leave the house and I come back and shit is still right where I left it. I don't understand. The money's still there. I don't even know what to do. I'm gonna call the front desk. See what I can talk to them about their employments. Because I'm self-employed. I'm employed a month every month. I've written myself up for being high at work, but I'm also bringing in all the money, so they can't fire me. You can't do this without me. What was I talking about? I have other jokes. As soon as I can't remember them. We got plenty of time. I'm gonna try to get out and do some golfing tomorrow because black people should golf every day. Anytime you can hit white balls with a stick. My swing thought is reparations. And my mom used to hate that joke. She's like, it's so angry. Like, well, I've been pulled over for bullshit a lot of times, Mom. But I do. I smoke weed on the golf course. Nobody ever says anything. Even in states where weed isn't legal, no one ever stresses me out, right? It's just a bag of weed. What are they going to do? They're going to run over to the course manager. Oh, my God. I'm glad you're here. That big black guy with dreadlocks has a giant bag of weed. Well, sounds about right. Mm-hmm. Nobody gives a shit. You got a whiskey and a cigar. I got a blunt of Diet Coke. This is a beautiful day outside. Let us all have a wonderful time. Keep your head down. 420. But one time in Elk Grove, California, at the Emerald Lakes Golf Club, I got paired up with this random middle-aged white dude, right? So it's me and him. My thing is, I like to play the first 2 holes to get a feel for it, and then I fire up a hoop, and I lock those feelings in, right? So we play the first 2 holes. We get to the 3rd hole. I pull out a little number. I take a couple puffs. I do the Christian thing, right? Hey, man, would you like a hit? And he goes, no, thank you. But do you have any crack? What? First of all, no. Secondly, I find your presumptuousness to be a tad off-putting. Because that's how I talk when I'm mad. I turn into T.I. Also, who smokes crack on the golf course? What's wrong with you? That doesn't make any sense. Right drug for the right activity. You don't do a bunch of crank and go to a chess tournament. Understand? You don't eat a bunch of mushrooms and try to run a marathon, right? What do you mean I'm off course? This whole planet is off course, man. We're all going the wrong way. We all need to turn around. You're correct. I see it all right now, man. Why am I wearing a number? I'm not a number. I'm a free man. You can't run a marathon on mushrooms. It'd take you 3 days, just crying and laughing. Crying because your feet hurt and laughing because you're happy to have feet. They're amazing. You ever think about it? I can wiggle my toes. It's crazy. It starts in my brain and then it ends up in my feet. That's nutty. It takes me a little longer because I'm 6'3", right? So it's like picoseconds longer than you because I have very long nerve endings. Am I the only one on drugs right now? It's not true. You've all done caffeine and Lipitor. Don't get it twisted. Speaking of caffeine, I'm off to Portland Saturday. Well, I'm doing Tacoma and I'm doing Portland. I'm doing Tacoma Saturday and then Portland Sunday. Two good coffee cities. Portland, great coffee. Excellent weed, second best weed in the country. Excellent coffee. Even the shitty restaurants have good coffee out in Portland. So when I'm in Portland, it's just all weed and coffee, right? Because that's the smart man's 8-ball. You understand? So I just like smoke weed and drink coffee and drink coffee and smoke weed and smoke coffee and drink weed and smoke coffee and smoke weed. And then I'm up all night shitting. Gonna have some high fiber snacks. This is the challenge. Stoner snacks, man. Stoner snacks are great. You fucking take a pizza roll and some chocolate ice cream. You just dip it. It's delicious. It's sweet and salty. I woke up one morning and my roommate at the time, she was from the deep south, and I walked into the kitchen and she was buttering a Pop-Tart. I'm not from the deep south. I'd never seen that before. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing in my kitchen? I'm buttering my Pop-Tarts. Are you kidding me? And then she gave me a bite, and then I was just mad at her. Like, I wish you had never showed me that. That shit was delicious. But I'm 54 years old. I can't start buttering Pop-Tarts. That can't be new. You can't swim enough laps in a day to introduce buttered Pop-Tarts into your middle-aged breakfast routine.
Yeah.
Some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you know. Yeah. Yeah, I got to see my kids this week. It was great. You know what? I don't even have kids. I used to. They're young adults now. My daughter's like 24. She'll be 24 in October. My son is 21 years old. So I have young adults. And I'm very honest with my children. They grew up in a big city. They got the internet. They got the cable. So I'm very honest with them. We were in the car one time. This was a few years ago. My daughter was still going to college. Sarah Lawrence, by the way, because she's a badass. My son was probably like a senior in high school. She's going to Sarah Lawrence. So we're in the car. We're driving. And we're talking about stuff. And the subject of pink eye came up. And I don't even know how it happened, right? My daughter goes, you know, you get pink eye from poop. You get poop in your eye. And it causes pink eye. And I'm driving like, that's why you never eat it from the back, pumpkin. They didn't really laugh. Oh my God, Dad, I can't believe. Listen, you go to a liberal arts college, some shit might happen. Just be ready. That's all I'm saying. Have a plan, right? Don't be caught by surprise. Buy some goggles. I'm just trying to check the levels of the crowd so the comics coming after me have a reasonable of what to expect. Reasonable expectations. Manage your expectations. All right, I'm going to tell like 2 more jokes and then I'm going to turn off my video camera. Everybody knows what that means. Everybody knows. That's international, right? You think you don't speak sign language? There's some sign. Anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world. Let's go smoke a joint, right? Let me bum a cigarette. Huh? Huh?
Yeah.
Everybody knows what that means. Everybody knows. It's not a secret. Somebody could be born and raised with no technology ever, and you walk up and you go, they're like, well, yeah, all right, I got time. There's nothing else to do on this island. We all quit doing speed anyway. All right, this will be the last joke. I think, yeah, I have 2 minutes left, so we'll try to get this joke in 2 minutes. We'll see how it goes. Good luck. This is, why are you making me laugh? I'm trying to tell a joke. Here we go. Oh, we'll do this one. My dad, he passed away a few years ago. A good man. His life was very American. But he would when I was a kid, he would just lie. he would lie to me. Like, you know, when you're 7, your dad's the smartest man in the world. My dad would just make shit up if he didn't know the answer. I'd be like, Dad, why are fire engines red? Well, son, you know, fire engines are red because newspapers are red too. And 2 + 2 is 4, and 4 × 3 is 12, and there are 12 inches in a ruler. And Queen Mary was a ruler. Queen Mary is also an ocean liner. An ocean liner sails in the sea. And there are fish in the sea, and fish have fins. The Finns fought the Russians. Now, Russians used to be called Reds, and fire engines are always Russian, so that's why fire engines are red. My name's Ngaio Bealum. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you so very, very much.
Thank you for Ngaio Bealum from Sacramento, California. Originally San Francisco, I believe.
Originally, we used to do shows together at the El Rio.
Yeah, you lived around the corner on Guerrero.
That's right.